What's up, everyone? Welcome to my garage. Today I'm going to do a toolbox tour for my home garage that I have here. Got a bunch of tools in there, and I got some more hanging up from the wall right there from the pegboard. But today I'm going to go over whatever I have in here. So come take a look, see what I got. So this first drawer right here is my socket drawer. Not necessarily just the sockets. I got everything here that I use the most, pretty much. So for example, stand up here so I can show you all. So in this drawer, I have my Milwaukee impact driver. So what I do is I buy the impact bits and the adapters, I guess. And I've been using this thing for pretty much everything, really. So it's been good to me. I've had it for over a year and no issues with it at all. It's been a really good tool to have. I mean, I do everything with it, take it off skid plates, you name it, but that's where this really comes in handy. Removing those bottom covers on the cars to do oil changes and whatnot, that's where that's a lifesaver. But all right, so I just recently picked up some Snap-on pry bars, and I picked up the 4-piece. Just have 2 in this drawer. I'll show you all the rest. But I picked this up. Still haven't even used them. And it comes with the 4 pry bars. It came with this big old one here. It's like a 30-something inch one, I think. And then a hammer. So, I mean, I wasn't really trying to buy all of that. But it was maybe like 80 bucks more for the hammer and this one, I think. So I was like, hey, I'll just, I did it. So, but I'll show you all right now. And these are the striking cap ones. So I was working with my brother-in-law at a shop, and he has the older style ones. And I was really amazed as to how good the Snap-on pry bars are. So I decided to get myself a pair of them. So, but let's check it out here. So here I have a set of 1/4 inch standard sockets, and these are going to be the Duralast brand. I don't think I really even use these that much, to be honest with you. Most of the stuff I use is 3/8, and I'll show you why in a little bit, because I have some sockets that are really, really small, and I go to all the way to deep sockets. So standard, don't really use those much. I really like these socket trays. For the longest time, I just had this one back here, the red one. Bought it off of eBay. It's an ABN tray. And I think I got it for like, I don't know, it was maybe like 20 bucks or something like that. And I saw that Lowe's has these blue ones for like 17 bucks right now. So I went and picked up a couple of those. And instead of just having all my sockets in one of them, and the rest that I don't really use much just laying around, I went ahead and bought some, for the metric, the standard, and just miscellaneous sockets that I really don't use that much, which are these. So these were my standard. These here are going to be the metric. I know they're red, but they are metric. The Duralast. This is a 12mm socket and a 1/4 inch. So got those, and I got a set of I think these are Craftsman that I got off of a pawn shop. Really, they're the made in the U.S. Haven't used them. I got them off the pawn shop, and I remember that because they still have where they have the tape here with the price. And some of them are 12 points, some of them are 6 point. And but I think I got a really good deal on those, so I just picked those up right away. And then also have some other sockets that I picked up along the way, like this cheapy. I think it's a 5/8 spark plug socket. And then I think these Craftsman also I picked up from that same pawn shop for like $5. It was like a set of 4. It was like this one, and this one, I think, for like $5. So sometimes, if you're at a pawn shop, or buy a pawn shop, just stop by and see what they have. A lot of the times you pick up good deals out of it. Like I did with this Snap-on ones. I actually picked these up from a pawn shop as well, a different one. I'm not buying these from the same one. But I bought these. I think it was this one. And there's a bunch of them, really. this one, and these two in the back, they're all snap-on. You won't believe it, I got them for like $6, all of them. They were on like they didn't even have a price, they just had it written down with, what's it called, with like marker. They had a paper on them and it said $6, and I was like, okay, I picked them up. This is another snap-on, Craftsman socket that I found, I think at a pawn shop as well. So I'll show you all. A lot of my finds are pawn shop finds, and some of them I bought brand new. Like this, what is it, 1316 spark plug socket. I really haven't even used it, but it was a good deal that I got at AutoZone, and it's sitting right there. And I have a bunch of my adapters in this socket tray. Instead of just having them laying around, I have my Sunix. This is Sunix, I think. Yeah, Sunix 3/8 3-inch extension. I really like that Sunix brand. It's pretty good. And then just some regular old Craftsman swivels, adapters, 1/2 inch to 3/4, 1/2 inch to 3/8, 3-inch to 1/4, a 1/2 inch swivel adapter that I've never used, and then 3-inch, 1/2 inch, 3-inch long, 1/2 inch drive extensions. And back here, these sockets really don't get used much. These are gonna be the standards, and I got a full set of Craftsman. I think I did buy these at Sears at some point, but they're still new. I really haven't used it, the standard ones much. I think the only one that's kind of used out of this set has been the 1/4 inch one. It's a 1/4 inch deep, and yeah, just a little bit of use out of that one. Not really much. Yeah, so I mainly use the metric ones, and this rail has all the 3/8 standard, 3/8 steep standard, 1/2 inch standard. That I got these from I think these are the Pittsburgh Pros. I think I've only used the 7/8 ones. And to my brother-in-law, I think he was removing like I don't know, like a crank bolt or something, and he needed this. I was working there at the shop with him, and that's the only one probably that's been used out of all of these Pittsburgh ones. And then a bunch of Craftsman, where's the light? Come on, light. A bunch of Craftsman 1/2 inch deep right there in the back. I also picked these up from Harbor Freight. They have a kit that has like metric, standard, and Torx for like $4 or $5, sometimes on special. They kind of suck, to be honest with you. I don't even know what happened to the other two. I lost them, but they're pretty. When you try to use this on like the older gas tanks and remove the what's it called, the bolts in the back. There's my it's the AC. This thing just bends the whole freaking tool. It feels like it's gonna break. So I actually don't know what happened to the other two, but I don't miss them. They're not that good. But then I got into the truck and I saw that they had these, and I thought it was reasonably priced for something that's warranted for life, and it's got a name brand on it. I guess that's, if I decide to sell it later on, I'll probably get some money out of it too. This is the 7mm, and I used this one already a few times. Where's the other? Was it the 10? No, yeah, it was a 7. I think I was removing a sway bar link, and I used this to kind of, hold the bolt at the bottom while I took it out from the other side. So, but these things are pretty strong. These are pretty sturdy. You throw one of these at someone's face, you'll hurt their feelings. That's a good thing. And then right here I have some Torx that I picked up at Napa. Napa has these what's it called? They have these real deals every month or so. And if you go to their website, you can check out whatever it is that they have on special. I honestly think I picked these up for like $20 or something like that. And it goes from like the T15 or T20 to T55. And I don't know, they look a little bit different to me than the regular Torx. I think they might be the heavy duty Torx, like the ones they use on diesel applications. Haven't used them, you know, thank God. I guess because well, I haven't gotten into a situation where I need additional tools. All right, so next here, I went ahead and when I got that last time I got in the truck, I bought the pry bars that came with a hammer and this extra long striking pry bar. Also got me a flashlight or a floodlight that the guy had there. This thing is bright, man. What's kind of cool about it is that it's got a magnet. It moves to whatever angle you want it to, right? So if you're working on your car at night, you want to put it under, you're working under the car, you can, you know, you just put it on top of something and it'll hold there for you. The magnet's actually pretty strong. And, or if you're working under the hood, you know, you can put it up top and shine down. You can just kind of rotate it, you know, put it on the hood and it'll shine down. It does a pretty damn good job lighting up your workspace. So, been a good little light. I also got this here. It's an OEM Tools, part number 25126. This, what it is a, I forgot what it's called, but it's kind of like a nut breaker or something like that. So you kind of open it up, and then, you know, say for example, there's like a bolt right here, and you push it in and screw it in right until this thing kind of breaks the bolt if you can't get to it. I bought it because I'm gonna do the front shocks in my Durango. I have an 01 Durango, and the shocks are kind of starting to, you know, die on me. So from another one of my friends has a Durango too, and when he did his, you know, that nut that holds the shock at the top, they, you know, they don't come off or they'll break. So I was like, you know what, it was only like $10. Okay, I could have probably still changed the shocks, but it was like $10. Whatever, I got it. And then I got this, it's like a bit organizer thing. I've got some here that I bought from Harbor Freight. These little bits. Let's see. And they were like cheap. They were like, I don't know, $5. I don't remember how much they were, but they weren't expensive. So I bought these, and I thought I was gonna use them more than, you know, putting a socket and then doing it that way. But I still use my sockets more. Where the hell do you go? Okay, whatever. And then I've had the 1/2-inch adapter for my Milwaukee impact driver. That got used a couple of times, really, but the one that I used the most was this one. I forgot what brand it is, but this guy, as you can see, I've had it for a while, and I want to say I got it from Home Depot or something like that. But again, got in the Snap-on truck and bought me a Snap-on one just because it sounded cool. It's still kind of new. I've only used it once. Did an oil change on my sister-in-law's SUV, and it has those stupid covers at the bottom with, I don't know, like 50 freaking bolts. And so only time it's been used, this little driver adapter. And got some bits here, cheapy ones. I don't know where those came from. 1/4-inch adapter, and then the standard version of those nut drivers, I guess. Moving on to the ones that do get used, it's going to be these right here. I've got these nano or low profile Sonic sockets online, and I got a really good deal on those on eBay, I think, or Amazon, something like that. I got the whole set. It goes from let me see, a 6mm all the way up to a 19. No skips. I think I got it for like 39 bucks or something like that. These are my go-to sockets for almost everything. And whatever it is that I'm doing, all changes, you know, brakes, whatever the case is, I come and pick these up. If I need a deep one, then I go to deep. But for everything else, these guys will take care of your job. And they do a heck of a job. As you can see, these don't look as new as those standard ones over there. These do have a little bit more wear to them, more use, some more than others. You know, in my case, you know, you can see the 13 is a little bit more used. The 15, 16 has gotten some use. What is it? 18 has a little bit. 19, and obviously the 8. Where's the 8? This guy right here has gotten some use. One thing I also picked up from the internet were the Sonix swivel sockets. Again, these go from a 10mm all the way up to a 19, no skips. And they have come in, you know, good. I mean, they've been pretty good. Again, you know, some of them I've used more than others. The 10 has been used. You know, like those hard to get to oil pan bolts and stuff. That's where I threw this guy. That's why it's still a little oily. This one's 32. This is a 13. This is 13, yeah. And then 15, I think I've used doing like transmission or motor mounts removals. And then the 17, 18, 19 are back here. I think they've got much use. They just have, yeah, they're just dirty. And then I forgot this. I have the 3/8 swivel joint from Sonix also that I got. Instead of having to buy the whole set of deep swivels, I just went ahead and bought this one. And I've used it. I was doing a fuel, not a fuel pump, a power steering pump on a Mark LT, and it's got some bolts under, kind of hard to get to, I guess. So I put something like this together and did a pretty good job, right? It wasn't necessarily a 19mm bolt, I'm just showing it here. And yeah, here's a 19, which leads me to that row over there. This is just a 3/8 to 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter, right? And well, this is my Craftsman deep 3/8 set, and it's got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, I'm sorry, 15, 17, 18, and 19. I don't know why the 18 looks to be a different color. I don't know if we can pick it up on the camera, but it looks a little bit different. And those have been, you know, they obviously get more use. They're starting to turn chrome because of the use. And then back here are the 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch swivel right here. These are Craftsman Evolve 1/2 inch impacts. Really haven't used 1/2 inch much. And then these are the Pittsburgh Pro, what's it called, deep 1/2 inch sockets, which I've used a couple of them, you know, the 19, more, I guess, 13s, you know, 10s, those, 22, 24, and the 32mm. This doesn't come as part of this set. I bought this separately for the what's it called, for the freaking axle nut in the Durango. And then here is just some old money that I've had there. So I don't know, I got the crazy idea that if I saw an old bill, I would start collecting them, and there they are. Got like 35 bucks worth of money that I haven't spent. That's that first drawer. Let's move on to the second. Ooh, a lot of chrome here. Second drawer, I guess on both sides. This is a U.S. General box, the 44 inch. So not a lot of room, but you know, for someone like me that doesn't need a lot of tools, it does a good job. And again, reason why I have these icon ratchets or ratcheting wrenches in a Craftsman tray is because I picked this setup from a pawn shop, right? Found a good deal on them. I think I got them for like 60 bucks. They're lifetime warranty, right? They just didn't come in that black molded case that they come in when you buy them directly from Harbor Freight. But out of these, so far I only used the 18. Doing the, what were they? Sway bar links, or the actual sway bar on a 2012 V6 Mustang. But that was a great find for 60 bucks. Just don't have the case that it comes in. And I threw in an additional 9mm Craftsman here and an 8mm snap-on that actually came with those big sockets I was telling you about right now that I picked up for like $5-6 for like 6 of them. Anyway, these Craftsman wrenches are standard, and these actually came out of a standard box that I keep in my truck, just for, you know, emergencies and whatnot. It was like a, I don't know, 200 piece set or something like that that has, you know, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch drive. Comes with wrenches, Allen wrenches, and torques and all that stuff. So, you know, that box I have in the truck for when I'm out and about and if I need to do something. And but those, you know, I took down because I threw some extra stuff in that box. Like, you know, impact sockets, and I have an impact 1/2 inch Milwaukee impact that I carry in the truck too, just in case. But anyway, that's a different thing. I picked up this Doyle 12-inch adjustable wrench, and it's kind of cool. It's got the markings here. Shows you what size, you know, it is that you're working with. For example, there's at the 1 inch. Right there's at the 3/4, right? So it kind of lets you know, was it metric on the other side? Yeah, it is metric on the other side. So 20mm, you know, whatever the case is. I get a lot of people sometimes that, you know, they don't know what socket they need or whatever the case is. And, you know, sometimes stuff like this helps, especially when you're working with suspension parts where you might need big guys like these Husky 27, 25, 24, 22, and 21 wrenches that I've got here. You know, they're not bad, really. I mean, I'll mainly be using them to break stuff loose, and then going back to a socket maybe or something like that, or I guess if the space is limited, right? I bought this brand new from Home Depot, and this one came defective. This one, well, yeah, it's just this back part here. This not, I guess the wrench is bent a little bit from the back, right here. It goes up more than the rest of them. So all the other ones sit, you know, at the same height. This one, or even the 27 if I were to put it next to it. But this 24, for whatever reason, well, because not for whatever reason, because it's messed up from here. It's up a little bit. I just haven't had time to go back and maybe swap it out. And I mean, not that, well, I mean, I don't know if it'll affect the performance of the tool, but I still, would like to get it swapped out. And got my set of gear wrench ratcheting wrenches. These are pretty cool. These are actually pretty cool wrenches. I picked this up from Sears. There's still Sears open here in my area, and I think I picked them up for like 29 bucks or something like that. I thought it was all right, so I picked them up. What kind of sucks is that they go from, what is this, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's no 16 or 11, and the 17 and 18. There's no 19. I guess in applications that you would be using a small wrench like this, you would probably not want to use or apply it on a 19 millimeter bolt, or not, right? That's probably why they skipped that one. But I know that the standard set has a 3/4 inch one on there and a 7/16 to maybe make up for the, for the 11. When you're working on like diesel trucks or something like that, removing the turbos, those clamps they use, they're like an 11 millimeter bolt or something like that, and they're in really tight spaces. That's where maybe the 11 would come in handy. But I guess I'll have to buy the standard set if I ever need to work on a diesel, right? Again, which I really don't like. But anyway, moving on to this over here. I got all my extensions here. I've got a 1/2 inch chrome Craftsman, has no use really. The Sonics 3/8. I really like Sonics a lot. I can't speak of them high enough. There's a lot of good things coming out of that company. I really like them. So all my extensions, right? And then I've got a 1/4 inch Pittsburgh ratchet, an Evolve. This was my first ratchet that my father-in-law bought me this ratchet for Christmas like 5 years ago, or maybe longer. But when we first moved into our house, I didn't have any tools, and I was starting my tool collection, which you can see it's moved up pretty good, I would say. And this was my first ratchet. It came with a set of chrome sockets that are down somewhere in here. And then from there I started buying, I started getting picky and buying, more expensive tools like the Snap-on 3/8. I've got some good use out of this guy. I recently, when I bought those pry bars in the truck, I bought a new handle for it, and it's a little bit thicker than the one it had. This handle's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit beefier, but I guess it's not bad. It's a good handle, and so made it look like new again. The other one was pretty destroyed. I also asked the guy if he could switch out that bolt right here, because mine was just too loose. So he put a new bolt on there, and it's good as new again, right? The ratcheting mechanism still works great, so I'm gonna keep using it till the wheels fall off, and then probably get a new one because it's lifetime warranty. Anyway, I also, have this thing that I got from Harbor Freight that I maybe used a couple of times. Battery removal thing. And I also bought this from Harbor Freight. It's a really long 3/8 on one side, 1/4 inch on the other, ratchet, I guess, right? Double-headed. And it was, I think, maybe like 30 bucks or so. Lifetime warranty. The teeth aren't the greatest, so I thought I would be using it more, but it doesn't perform as well as it should, I guess. Usually when you want to use something that thin profile and long, it's because you're in a situation where you need to move something. You need to move a small bolt or something, or a nut in a confined space, and that thing kind of sucks. I mean, I don't like it. Then moving forward, I got these Craftsman line wrenches or flare nut wrenches from 11, 12, 13. What the hell? Oh no, it's 9 on one side, 11, and then 10 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, and 16, 18. And to be quite honest with you, I've used them maybe twice, and they felt pretty good. I mean, I don't remember which one it is that I use. I think it's this 13. So it's the one that's dirty. And it worked. I mean, I picked them up from Lowe's for like $19, and they still have that special running. They have this metric and they have a standard set. $19, any of them. So good stuff on that. I just didn't have a set of those, so I wanted to, have a set. And here's my dead blow hammer, Pittsburgh, I guess, from Harbor Freight. It's been all right. It's been good. I mean, it's kind of heavy, but it's been good. I've had it for a little over a year, I think, and it's been good. These are the other pry bars that came with that pry bar set that I recently got off the Snap-on truck. They're still brand new. They still even have this thing on there, right? They're just a little bit dirty because since I haven't gotten any use out of it, I'm working on something, open the drawer, and then I grab it, and I'm like, what can I just break with this thing or something? And I decide that I don't need it at the moment, so I end up putting it back. And this is the hammer that came with it. So still brand new, pretty good. Actually, my grandpa used it. I don't remember, but he was here at my house helping me out with the AC, and he used it to tap on something, and that's all the use that this thing's gotten so far. But Snap-on hammers are pretty badass. It's one of those tools that, well, I'm not gonna say that you should get from Snap-on. The pry bars, definitely. I mean, I haven't tried any other pry bars that are better than the Snap-on ones. And in my opinion, hammers, yeah, I don't know. But I haven't tried different hammers, so yeah. Got some tie downs for brake calipers and stuff like that. Some brake tools here. Recently picked this up too. It's an OEM tools. Like piston tool for the brakes or something. Haven't used it yet. And as you can see, I have a lot of brand new tools because I recently went on a shopping spree, and I picked this set up from Harbor Freight. It's a 12-piece punch set, and it's very reasonably priced. I think it's like $15 or something like that. There's that part number right there, 66337. And these things, I mean, they're new, right? When I use them, I'll know. But it's good to have them, especially if you're not like a fabricator or something like that. You might just need them every now and then. And that's probably going to be a great kit to have. Milwaukee drill, Milwaukee impact driver. I've had those for a couple of years. Don't really use them much other than to drill some stuff here and there. I recently bought these Doyle pliers, also from Harbor Freight. Haven't used them. These I warranted that day at the Snap-on truck. I had these, and I had them for like 5 years or so, and the teeth started wearing off on my other ones. So I saw that the guy had them in the truck the first time I got in there, and then I went ahead and told him, hey, you know what? This is the situation. I got these PWZ ones. Can you warranty them? He said, yes, sir. So took them the next time, And the next time I saw him, got me a set of new ones. These are some older Nipix cutters. Still has whatever I cut out of, or whatever I used it for there last time. Pretty strong pliers. These are pretty good stuff. I always hear people saying Nipix is the best when it comes to pliers, and they really are good. When I picked up that Dole, those Dole pliers, I also picked up these crimping pliers. They don't feel as strong as the as those Nipix, right? But I've heard good things about them. Or I saw a video, I think, of someone reviewing them, saying that they were even better than Snap-on, I think. I don't know if it was cutters or these. Anyway, but, you know, now I got them. I was swapping out the blower motor, what is it, resistor or something like that in my Durango, and I could have used those that day because I was redoing the wiring and whatnot. I got some old needle nose Snap-on pliers, small ones, little cutters. These things are pretty good. Had them not too long, maybe a year. They've been good. And I picked up this little set of Duralast little adjustable pliers. The reason why I did that was because working at the shop one time, I remember the freaking spark plug socket got stuck way under, forgot what car it was. I could not pull it out with anything. My brother-in-law had something similar to this in his toolbox, so I went and grabbed it. I got in there and picked out the freaking socket out of the spark plug. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can use them for whatever it is that, you know, they'll work. Let's go on to the next. I think the next one is not my drawer. My wife actually took over this drawer and threw a bunch of stuff in here. She makes, sometimes she'll make cups and t-shirts and stuff like that. And yeah, that shit is all in there. And then this one has, you know, some screws, wood screws, some adapters for the drill to, you know, sand stuff off, heat shrink, and what are these? These are like the socket tray things to put your sockets in those, you know, like these things right here. That's what those are. But I move them around to make them fit whatever socket I want in that one. So got some more bolts and nuts in this drawer, some Loctite, some clamps, and a bunch of miscellaneous stuff here that, you know, may not use too often. Well, actually, no, I do use this a lot, actually. But yeah, all that crap in there. This whole stay-at-home thing has got me shopping online and whatnot, so I found this set of Sunix screwdrivers on a Facebook group that I'm on, and some guy said they bought them for like 39 bucks. I'm a Sunix fan, so I went ahead and bought them. They feel pretty good. They feel really strong. They're magnetized tips, and just to kind of show you how strong the magnet is, look at that. The thing's picking up another screwdriver, so it'll definitely hold a screw. Pretty good. They have this thing here. What is it, like a 13 millimeter or so? If you really needed to, you know, put some torque on a bolt or on a screw. 39 bucks at Home Depot right now. Got them online. And then these aren't really screwdrivers, but you know, it's the hex key set. It came with that Craftsman box I was telling you I have in the truck, and some this were midget wrenches or little people wrenches. I don't know what to call them. that I have hanging from over there. I'll show you all that later. And anyway, so I just threw some extra drill bits in there. Extra screwdrivers that I've had for a while that I don't really use anymore because I have some other, Craftsman ones that I use more. This is an impact screwdriver, I think it's what it's called. Oh, this thing never gets used. Yeah, and then you put a bit on it, and you know, it doesn't let you go crazy on whatever it is that you're screwing, especially for small stuff like computer motherboards and stuff like that. I guess it's what that helps with. Next one down. Yeah, this one's gonna have a bunch of different stuff. Got some Matco Torx, or is it? Yeah, like mini Torx. I think precision screwdrivers. Test light or circuit tester. A bunch of different electric stuff here, as well as, you know, more precision screwdrivers. Yeah, just kind of more of a miscellaneous drawer too. More little screwdrivers. This is kind of cool. This came with like I think it was a bed frame that we bought, and this thing came with it to put it together, and it's not bad. I like it, so I kept it. Some zip ties. Some of the shit that came with that blower motor resistor that I did. Some cheap brushes from Harbor Freight. Batteries, leads, and screws. I got these off of eBay. I think I saw a video on YouTube, an advertisement showing how, like, if you needed to, what's it called, rethread a bolt or a screw or something like that, put this, attach it to your drill or your impact driver, right? And then just kind of put it on the I can't talk. Just kind of put it on the screw, right, or the bolt, and it'll rethread the end for you. Well, they sucked. I used it one time and never used it again. Didn't do what it was supposed to. Alright. This one. This is where it just gets very miscellaneous. This is actually house paperwork. This one right here, and this other drawer. These last two drawers, I should probably find a better use for them, but I don't. The Snap-on burger press box. The burger press is on the inside. That's a oxygen sensor kit that I got from Harbor Freight. Let's see. And it's forgotten in there. I've only used it once to remove an oxygen sensor, and that was it. But I think it was only like $20 or something like that. It wasn't that expensive, so I got it. Bunch of crap, some ammo, some more ammo back there. These were my old socket organizers, and you know, some old, what are these, cobalt sockets. Really don't like them very much, so they stay there. I think these are the Craftsman ones that I had for a while. No, more cobalt. Anyway, we should probably clean that up. But this is all the crap that I don't use as much. There's cobalt 3/8 in standard and metric just thrown there. So yeah. But that's pretty much it. That is my U.S. General 44-inch toolbox that I have here at home. It's got a TV on top of it for when I get bored and want to watch something. And as you saw, I need to organize it a little bit better. Kick my wife out of that drawer. And I gave her this one over here, that little tool cart, but it's also full of crap that I might have to end up cleaning for her. Anyway, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.